From housing to prosthetics, 3D printing technology is gradually taking root in Africa. However, in many countries in the sub-region, access to training in technology remains a challenge with high tuition costs. This, however, does not discourage a motivated youth. In Cameroon, enthusiasts are embarking on self-training, achieving remarkable results. For example, 15-year-old Errol, he set up a 3D printer using recycled electronic materials. Our journalist Maxime Farel-Bounia met him in Chong, in the west of Cameroon. Take a look. In a small house in Chong, in the west of Cameroon, lies an extraordinary innovation. Errol, a high school student in his final year, has designed a 3D printer entirely made from recycled materials and electronic components purchased in Douala.
This machine is the second version of our 3D printer. The first version was entirely made of wood. We used NEMA 17 motors, a RAM electronic board, and a Mega Arduino board for this second version. We also employed limit sensors to indicate to the machine where it should stop. I obtained the components from an electronic accessories vendor in Douala, Wemosol, but I also had to recycle power supplies from desktop computers, clothes drying irons, and others to design this printer, because when we could not find the accessories in Cameroon, we had to use our creativity to find solutions.
In the context of a competition, he had the idea to create this machine. He models objects and prints them from his computer, thus transforming his ideas into reality. Errol sends information to the printer from his computer to materialize his idea.
When you have an idea, the first thing to do is to model it in 3 dimensions on a computer. Once the 3D model is obtained, you will transform a set of instructions that you will send to the printer so that it can interpret, melt plastic, and manufacture your object. With this machine, we move from idea to reality. I printed a map of Africa, a birthday gift for a friend, a phone holder, and gears for a project. I also printed a DNA molecule, which is very useful in the educational sector. A map of Cameroon, and a holder for inserting pens.
An impressive piece of work, especially considering that Errol has received no formal training in this field.
I'm quite surprised to see this because it's something I'm used to seeing on maps of the world and Africa. So I couldn't imagine that I could touch something materialized in 3D on my hand. It's quite astonishing. Errol is really an engineer. It's as if he trained for this, but he learned it on his own by doing research, and I really appreciate his work.
It took Errol a year and a half to bring his project to life. However, he faces obstacles, notably lack of funding and difficulties obtaining the necessary components.
It has been 5 months since this prototype was operational, and I have not yet been able to improve it, because I severely lack financial support, so it is not easy to enhance the machine without the funds. Additionally, finding electrical accessories requires more work. Working on this project was also not straightforward, because we were constantly told that we'd never manage to design a 3D printer. Therefore, it was not straightforward. Seeds of doubt were being sown in our minds, and we could not work normally.
Fortunately, Errol benefits from the support of people convinced by his project, such as Donald, who has undertaken to present his invention to the local authorities in the hope of obtaining grants.
The idea was first to publicize the project, which is what we've done. Then try to reach the authorities in our municipality so they can understand the importance of supporting a young person who doesn't have enough money, but has ideas that can boost or enhance our country. That's what the video we made is all about. We sent a link to the video we made to the authorities, and many reacted. Many didn't, but we hope that those who didn't react yet will do, so that we can take this project forward.
Errol remains optimistic about the future of his 3D printer. While awaiting new support, he focuses on his immediate objective, passing the French baccalaureate.